The Vattenfall is a Swedish power company, wholly owned by the Swedish government. Beyond Sweden, the company generates power in Denmark, Finland, Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, and the United Kingdom. In January 2016, Vattenfall announced that all its Swedish nuclear power plants, including the newer reactors, were operating at a loss due to low electricity prices and Sweden's nuclear output tax. It warned that it may be forced to shut all the nuclear plants down, and argued that the nuclear output tax should be scrapped. The company's name is Swedish for waterfall, and is an abbreviation of its original name, Royal Waterfall Board. History. The Vattenfall was founded in 1909 as a state-owned enterprise in Sweden. From its founding until the mid-1970s, Vattenfall's business was largely restricted to Sweden, with a focus on hydroelectric power generation. Only in 1974 did the company begin to build nuclear reactors in Sweden, eventually owning 7 of Sweden's 12 reactors. In 1992, Vattenfall was reformed as the limited liability company Vattenfall AB. In the years 1990 through 2009, Vattenfall expanded considerably, acquiring stakes in Haminsaco, the Polish heat production company, Elsum AS, and Nuon. In 2002, Vattenfall AB and its acquisitions were incorporated as Vattenfall Europe AG, making it the third largest electricity producer in Germany. Following the expansion period, the Vattenfall started to divest parts of its business in Denmark and Poland during the years following 2009 in a strategy to focus on 3 core markets: Sweden, Netherlands, and Germany. Write-downs on coal-fired and nuclear power plant assets in Germany and gas power plants in the Netherlands were necessary in a difficult market environment with increasing renewable energy market share and due to the German nuclear power phase-out decision of 2011. In summer 2013, Vattenfall announced to write down off the value of its assets by 29.7 billion Swedish krona. A major part of these write-offs were attributed to Nuon Energy NV, a Netherlands-based utility that Vattenfall purchased at a 97 billion Swedish krona price in 2009, but whose values was depreciating by 15 billion Swedish krona since. The gloomy market outlook of decreasing power prices in combination with increasing risks, notably on the continental market, prompted the board to revise the group strategy by splitting its organizational structure into a Nordic part and a part with operations in continental Europe and the United Kingdom as of 2014. Some analysts have perceived this strategic review as a precursor to a partial retreat from continental European activities, with a shift of focus towards activities in the Scandinavian market. In this context, and in response to a local referendum on remunicipalization of distribution grids, the Vattenfall agreed on the sale of company-owned electricity and district heat grids in Hamburg to the city of Hamburg in early 2014. In each of the second quarters of 2015 and 2016, the Vattenfall filed impairments of 28 billion Swedish krona, mostly due to lignite power stations in Germany. Operational financials were satisfactory. Outside of Sweden, Vattenfall is known for forcing the Soviet government to publicly reveal the Chernobyl disaster. The Kremlin had tried to cover up the accident for a day, but elevated radiation levels at Vattenfall's Forsmark nuclear power plant forced the Kremlin to admit the accident had occurred. Expansion beyond Sweden. In 2006, Vattenfall began production of the pilot carbon capture and storage plant at Schwarze Pumpe, Germany. In 2007, the Lillgrund wind farm off the southern coast of Sweden was commissioned and began delivering electricity. The Vattenfall has power generation branches in Sweden, Germany, Poland, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Denmark, Finland. In Germany, the Vattenfall is the electric utility for the states of Hamburg, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Brandenburg, Berlin, Saxony-Anhalt, Thuringia, and Saxony. Generation. As of 2009, Vattenfall generates electricity from fossil fuels, nuclear power, hydropower, and other sources. Some of Vattenfall's most notable power generation plants include the 110 MW Lillgrund wind farm off the coast of Malmö, Sweden, the world's largest offshore wind farm at tax.It, UK, the nuclear reactors Brunsbüttel nuclear power plant, Krummel nuclear power plant, Brokdorf nuclear power plant in Germany, and the Forsmark nuclear power plant and Ringhals nuclear power plant in Sweden. The nuclear power stations of Brunsbüttel and Krummel have been shut down permanently in response to a governmental order in summer 2011 after the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. The Vattenfall also owns a number of lignite and hard coal-fired power stations, including the Jänschwalde Power Station, the Boxberg Power Station, the Lippendorf Power Station, and the Schwarze Pumpe Power Station. The Lippendorf Power Station has been offered for sale in 2013. In 2014, the Vattenfall had a lignite turnover of €2.3 billion and a profit of €647 million, but later lost money on lignite as power prices decrease from €40 to €20 per MWh. The Vattenfall also operates biomass, coal-fired, and other power plants in Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark. In January 2016, Vattenfall announced that its Swedish nuclear power plants, including the newer reactors, were operating at a loss due to low electricity prices and Sweden's nuclear output tax. It warned that if it was forced to shut the plants down, there would be serious consequences to Sweden's electricity supply, and argued that the nuclear output tax should be scrapped. Carbon intensity car seat belt. The development of the safety belt is often incorrectly credited to Saab Volvo. Fatal car accidents were rapidly increasing in Sweden during the 1950s, when a study at Vattenfall of accidents among employees revealed that the majority of casualties came from car accidents. Two Vattenfall engineers started to develop the safety belt. The work set the standard for safety belts in Swedish cars and was presented to Volvo in the late 1950s. Criticism. The Vattenfall's expansion strategy has involved the acquisition of multiple brown coal-fired power plants, which has been highly controversial in Sweden and Germany due to the fact that brown coal is among the dirtiest forms of electricity generation. In addition, brown coal is strip-mined in a process that sometimes forces communities to relocate as mining fields expand. According to Greenpeace, Vattenfall's coal-fired power plants account for more than twice as much carbon monoperoxide emissions as the rest of Sweden combined, and, if counting the Swedish-owned but foreign-located plants as Swedish, would bring Sweden up to fourth most carbon monoperoxide emitting country, counting per capita. In May 2009, Vattenfall was voted the winner of the 2009 Climate Greenwash Awards for its mastery of spin on climate change, portraying itself as a climate champion while lobbying to continue business as usual, using coal, nuclear power, and pseudo-solutions such as agrofuels and carbon capture and storage. The Vattenfall owns 4 of the Dirty 30 most polluting power stations in Europe. The first fire in the transformer of the nuclear power plant Krummel in 2007 forced a closure of the power plant for over 2 years, while a short circuit in July 2009 in another transformer led to another closure. Due to these incidents, the Prime Minister of Schleswig-Holstein, Germany, Peter Harry Carstensen, announced that this will be Letzte before complete closure of the facility. The Vattenfall has been accused of skirting the line of illegality in its effort to maintain ownership of electrical power grids. Most recently, Vattenfall's efforts to maintain ownership of Hamburg's power grid by lobbying the ruling SPD have drawn criticism. In Germany, the largely successful Berlin Energy Table Alliance united a number of NGOs and local groups initiating a referendum on the recommunalization of energy supply in Berlin. The referendum took place on November 3, 2013, yet slightly missed the quorum. Just days ahead of the referendum, the Senate of Berlin, however, promised to match the citizens' initiative's key claim, regardless of the referendum's outcome, to transfer all end-user operations, which are currently driven by Vattenfall, to a public utility company soon to be founded. In January 2016, Vattenfall announced that all its Swedish nuclear power plants, including the newer reactors, were operating at a loss due to low electricity prices and Sweden's nuclear output tax. It warned that it may be forced to shut all the nuclear plants down, and argued that the nuclear output tax should be scrapped.